Ladies and gentlemen, the stock market is lying to you. It is 100% lying to you, and the stock market has always been a horrible liar. Today, I want to expose exactly how the stock market is lying to you. I want to expose kind of why the best four companies, the biggest four companies in the world, are outperforming, and I want to talk about where money is going to rotate next, okay? We're going to talk about all three of those subjects. First, let's get into this first part on how the stock market is lying to you. So if you are just an average person out there, what an average person looks at, they look at the Dow Jones, S&P, the NASDAQ, and some of the biggest stocks out there, and they make judgments off of where the stock market's at, where it's going based upon where the stock market is currently. So the Dow Jones right now is right at pretty much all-time highs in the history of the index, all right? The S&P 500, same exact thing, right near all-time highs ever in history. NASDAQ, absolutely same thing. So if you just look at those three indexes, the three main indexes out there, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, just as a casual person out there, you look at that and you say, it's boom times in the stock market, all right? And then to confirm this even more, you're going to look at some of the biggest companies in the world, the four biggest companies in the world. Who are they? Apple. Apple right near all-time highs, history of its stock. Amazon, same exact deal, near $1 trillion market cap right now, the highest it's ever been ever. Alphabet, Google, McDougal, same exact thing. Microsoft, same exact thing, right near all-time highs. So if you're just looking at the stock market overall and you're looking at the four biggest companies in the world, by just looking at that, you're going to say the stock market is in boom times right now. It is absolutely amazing to be in the stock market right now. You are making money hand over fist. When in reality, a lot of times these indexes move up big or down big based upon where the biggest stocks go, okay? Apple has a huge weight out there. So depending on where Apple stock goes, and especially Google in Amazon stock and Microsoft stock, since they're the four biggest, if they go up a lot, it makes all the indexes look like they're going up a ton, okay? However, if those ones go down a ton, it hurts the entire market, all right? But in reality, a lot of stocks, it's not boom time. A lot of stocks are not at 52-week highs right now or all-time highs and actually have struggled, all right? Let's go over a long list of stocks here that are also pretty decent-sized companies that have struggled. Alibaba, down 16% in the past 6 months. Tencent, down over 30% in the past 6 months. JD.com, down nearly 40% in the past 6 months. Baidu, down over 16% in the past 6 months, okay? Those are the four main Chinese companies, Chinese stocks you're going to look at out there, okay? Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, and JD. Those are the first that come to people's minds. Those are the biggest ones. Those are some of the biggest companies out of China. That's what everybody's going to look at when they judge how Chinese stocks are doing. All have performed absolutely horribly the past 6 months. So it's certainly not boom time with Chinese stocks, all right? But what about some other stocks that maybe aren't Chinese stocks, okay? We're going to look at a company like Skyworks Solutions, right? A great semiconductor company that has grown phenomenally over the years and should continue to for years and years to come, especially as 5G comes out. Last 6 months, the stock is down 23%. It's certainly not boom times there based upon where that stock price has gone, right? Micron Technology, this company has executed, at an unbelievably high level for the last 2 or 3 years, and this one in the past 6 months is down 26+%, all right? We can look at even a stock that was hot stock money, I like to call it, okay? That a lot of people were flooding a lot of money into, which was Tesla. Tesla's down 18% in the past 6 months. It certainly doesn't look like boom times with that stock, right? A risky one, but with huge potential out there. We can look at the home builders, all right? All these home builders, some of the biggest home builders out there, Pulte, KB Home, Toll Brothers, all down massively, all right? So we're looking at these stocks and we see it's not boom time for all stocks, certainly. For the very top ones, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, the four big dogs, it is boom times. Those are all-time highs. The stock market is at all-time highs. Now, something very interesting. Let's just figure this out for you for a second, okay? Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, McDougal. Is there anything that has happened in the past 6 to 12 months with those companies that have fundamentally changed those companies and just made everybody want to put money in those stocks all of a sudden? Absolutely not. Amazon has been on a tear for years and years, okay? This is nothing new, all right? So the fact that so much money has flooded into that stock and pushed its market cap up so high, it's not just because Amazon all of a sudden started doing good. They've been doing good for a long time. Apple has been knocking talking numbers out of the ballpark for a long time. Google, McDougal, same thing. Microsoft, same thing. But so much money has flooded into those stocks all of a sudden in the past 6 to 12 months. And it's like, why has all of a sudden so much money coming in these stocks and pushed them to all-time highs? Why has this happened, all right? Well, the reason this has happened, in my personal opinion, is because what I call rotation money, all right? So sometimes you're going to have money rotate toward safety stocks, stocks that fund managers feel like are safe, that they're probably not going to lose much value in, okay? And the stocks that people view those, safe stocks as, they view it as Apple, Amazon, Google, McDougal, and Microsoft. Those are the safe stocks, at least that fund managers look at. I'm talking about hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers, the ones that, manage billions and billions of dollars that can really push the stock market up or down, certain stocks up or down based upon their buys or sells. They have flooded money into the safety stocks as of right now, okay? The ones they feel safe and are their money's going to be okay, all right? And why is this? A lot of this has to do with the tariffs, the trade war. People don't know if Chinese economy is going to crash now because of all the tariffs that have come on. Things like that. It has people freaked out, okay? Which you've seen a lot of money go out of the Chinese stocks because all of a sudden those are seen as risky, okay? You've seen a lot of money flood out of the semiconductor stocks. You've seen a lot of that happen, okay? So money has flooded into the 4 big dogs, the 4 biggest American companies that people view right now as the safe stocks, all right? But what is going to end up happening is money will end up rotating back over to more of the risky stocks, which, it's so ridiculous to call some of these companies risky companies. So many of them are so well run, have great management teams, have great futures, but for whatever reason, right now, fund managers look at those stocks and they say those are the risky stocks, okay? It's risk on, risk off. And so they flood this money into the big dog stocks, the big American corporations that, have been doing well for a long time. Like Apple should have already been up a lot, over the past few years. The fact that 2 years ago, Apple shares were under $100 was ridiculous, okay? But at that time, all of a sudden, people were like viewing Apple as maybe that was a risky stock, all right? Amazon, we could make an argument that Amazon might be overvalued. Google should have been, up near this range many years ago. Same thing with Microsoft. It's not like Microsoft just all of a sudden in the past quarter or 2 quarters is all of a sudden, turned around their business to great. They've been in a huge turnaround with that company for several years since Satya Nadella came in, okay? So what will end up happening is money will start to rotate to some of the other stocks. We don't know when that is. We don't know when money will start to actually rotate out of Apple and Amazon, some of these other stocks. Doesn't mean those stocks are going to all of a sudden crash or something overnight. It just means that eventually they're going to hit a number and they will start to underperform where the stock market goes. And all of a sudden some of these other stocks that are much smaller all of a sudden start to, rise at a very rapid clip. And you got to remember here, with a lot of these stocks, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, there has to be a lot of money flooding in those stocks to really get those to move up in a big way, which all those stocks have moved up in a big way, right? So think about it. When those stocks sell off just a bit, right? That's a massive amount of money, free money out there that's available to put into some of the smaller cap companies. So also some of these smaller cap companies that are seen as the riskier players, which once again, they're not that risky. If you're a super profitable company, have a great management team and have great vision, like what is risky about that? Just because you have a $20 billion market cap instead of a $1 trillion market cap, it doesn't make you more risky or less risky at the end of the day. But what will end up happening is a lot of these smaller companies that have great visions will all of a sudden you have a lot of money come into them, and those stocks will fly up at a very rapid clip. And all of a sudden the Apples and Amazons will all of a sudden maybe underperform the market or just kind of perform in line. They won't overperform like they have been doing. They'll just kind of perform okay for a year or two, and money will flood into the other companies. It'll push them up. We don't know when this is going to happen. We don't know. It could be a few weeks from now. It could be a month from now. It could be 6 months from now, a year from now. We don't know when the rotation of money will happen, but it always happens. It always happens. The stock market will go from risk on to risk off, as it's called, okay? And you'll have a lot of money flood into the big stocks, the main stocks out there that are seen as the safe ones, and then all of a sudden some of that money sells off. It goes into the riskier stocks, and then everybody and their friends wants to jump into some of those stocks. They start getting pushed up. They're the hot stocks, and that's what we call rotation money. The stock market has been lying to us, okay? If you think it's boomed, unless you own down, some of the biggest companies, like other than that, like a lot of stocks right now, it's not boom times. For a lot of these companies, they aren't up massively. The stock market has been lying. It gives this impression that, everything's boom times in the stock market when really it isn't. There are a ton of stocks that are unbelievable values right now that are smaller companies that are in that $50 billion market cap, the $20 billion market cap, maybe even under $10 billion market cap. There are tons of deals in the stock market right now. Some of the most deals I've seen in quite a while in the stock market are available right now. So it's a beautiful thing. It's frustrating sometimes when you see stocks, that aren't moving, that are performing unbelievably as far as their underlying business. That can be annoying sometimes, but at the same time, it produces some amazing values out there. Because if everything was just fairly valued, right, there would be no advantage for us buying in, right? There would be no advantage. So anyways, let me know what you think about this down there in that comment section. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this. If you love to keep up with stock market news, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I post a ton of stock market news on my Instagram stories, especially during the week. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.